Hey everybody, I am just going to add as soon as it goes on here. There we go. Just going to add our friends at Glacier Peak Holistics. Just a second. Instagram's been giving me some trouble today. So I think, here we go. I think you can request to join their Glacier Peak Holistics because I don't have a button on my end. There we go. You hear the water behind me? Hey, Robin. There we go. Hi,
Hello.
this is Dallas. This is Dallas from Glacier Peak Holistics.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. I was having such a hard time. I kept clicking live and it was doing nothing. So I turned off my Instagram, put it back on, click live, it was doing nothing. Clicked it again, it worked. So
Third time's the charm.
that's right. Yeah. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to chat with you again.
Nice to chat with you.
And I'm really glad that we have this opportunity to talk about your products because, like I had mentioned before, I have been using Glacier Peak Holistic products. I started with my dogs before I ever fostered. So it was probably about 12 years ago. We had a beagle and she was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease. And she had it when she was around, started really bad flare-ups around 6 years old, and she would need, oh boy, cortisone injections, steroid medicines, steroid injections. It was awful. And pain meds. And this girl would tell you if she so much as had an ingrown hair. I mean, she would let you know if something wasn't feeling right. And then I was recommended by a woman that I really trusted. She owned a bakery and she was really big into holistic products. And she told me about Inflopotion. So I started my dog on it, and eventually I was able to wean her off of her pain meds, which
Wow.
was amazing. Yeah, and until the day she died, she took Inflopotion at age 16, and it was fantastic. So that's how I started. And then when I was looking for an immune booster, I thought, well, for my fosters, I'll go back to Glacier Peak Holistics. I started with Peak Immune, and I love this stuff. I keep it in the fridge. I don't know if you can, but I do.
Yeah.
And I keep it in the fridge downstairs. I have a mini fridge upstairs for my fosters. And I don't know, I feel like I put it in little containers and hand it out to everyone. I sometimes send it with kittens
Aw,
on adoption day. So I really love it.
that's awesome.
So tell everyone who's listening a little bit about Glacier Peak Holistics products and the company and a little bit about you guys.
Absolutely. So I do want to preface by saying that I'm not a vet or certified nutritionist or expert in the field by any means, but I am a trained member of Glacier Peak Holistics. And what we go through and talk about today is based on the knowledge of our wonderful founder and formulator, Debbie Gwynn. And she founded Glacier Peak Holistics in 2009. And in 1995, Debbie actually got sick from medications after having some major surgeries. And she was needing to figure out a way to help her body heal. And that's where she kind of started digging into herbs and making her own concoctions. And then about a year later, in 1996 or so, she started an apothecary store called Heaven's Peak. And she thought if she could help her own body through herbal remedies and all these things, that maybe she could help other people. So it kind of started there. Even through this process, she was working with animals, and that's actually what gave her a lot and the most satisfaction, is because she got to talk to these animal or to the people and got to see and talk to the owners and kind of tell them where they can help their pets. Because I mean, you're obviously well aware of how much people will do to help their pets heal and to help get them into a healthier state of being. So she she liked the pets so much because they're obviously not as picky, in the sense of once she would see a need, she would treat the need. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, she would find something else. And it was just kind of an easier process. And basically she was able to talk to the people and get them on the process of what they needed to do. And it was just life changing for her to kind of see how things can change when we put the right nutrition into play. And it's funny to mention Inflow Potion because that's actually the first product Debbie created. And
Mm-hmm.
what made her fall in love with herbs for animals specifically, not only from what she saw with like her own pets, but from like the customers and everyone that she would see from the feedback she would get from all of them. So that was something that was really cool. And then when it comes to like Glacier Peak and kind of our process behind the scenes is Debbie is a certified herbalist, and we have 3 veterinarians on our board of advisors, Dr. Neil Weiner, Dr. Katie Kangas, and Dr. Melissa Shelton. We also have certified biofeedback technicians that do the work on our scans. And in addition to our Glacier Peak team, we also work with many integrative and holistic veterinarians around the world that offer our scans and products as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I am familiar with holistic medicine. My sister is a naturopathic doctor in Oregon. Yeah, so she's actually helped me as well over the years. Like you had mentioned, I wholeheartedly believe in Western medicine. All of my kittens go to veterinarians. I feel like I live there all the time. But I also do see a benefit in supplements and holistic medicine as well. So for my fosters and for myself. Okay, great. So what product do you recommend for like immunocompromised cats and kittens? Which would be the best one?
We kind of narrowed it down to 2, Peak Immune and Daily Defense. So they're both going to support the immune system. Peak Immune, though, is used seasonally to supercharge the immune system. So it can help prepare the body for seasonal changes, whether it's an indoor cat, outdoor cat. Seasons still change, the world around it is still changing, so it's going to affect them. So it can also help them handle their environment a lot better, as well as bringing overall compromised immune systems back into balance. And one of the ingredients is called astragalus, and Deb just thinks that that is a miracle herb for cats. So she's seen it help with feline herpes as well as stomatitis, the infection of the mouth.
Yeah.
That's kind of more like it's used on that like kind of in that quarterly kind of process. And then with Daily Defense, this is kind of something you would want to use like when you're not using Peak Immune, because there's some overlapping ingredients, but Daily Defense kind of helps as a nutritional supplement that does more than just boost the immune system, but also brings the whole system into balance. It also has diatomaceous earth, and that can help to create unwelcome environment for pests and parasites to live. So it kind of has that good all around in that as well.
That sounds, and someone had just asked about IBD for cats. So obviously we recommend treatment by your veterinarian, but
Yes.
as a supplement here, it sounds like the Daily Defense might be something that would be really good for cats on with something like IBD.
I'm not too familiar with that.
Irritable bowel. Yeah.
No, I know what it means. I just don't know like the supplements that kind of like target or anything more specifically in that realm. But if there is something like going on in the gut, this definitely can help clean up like when it comes to like pests and parasites, because it's making that unwelcome environment there. But no matter what we do, when supporting the immune system though, like that is the core. Like, and when it comes to like IBD, like 80% of the immune system is in the gut. So definitely starting there and kind of working our way out is definitely something that I can see. I can't really say directly yes or no towards something being for IBD though, but like I could definitely see that being helpful regardless.
Definitely. And I know from experience that I have called Glacier Peak Holistics and was able to get a lot of help with questions I had. So if anybody had any questions, you can call. So we talked a little bit about immunocompromised and supporting digestive health. Is there anything that, we hear about cats with hairballs or different food sensitivities, but is there any products that come to mind that would help with digestive health?
Absolutely. Pawgest. So Pawgest is our digestive enzyme, completely vegan, no
Mhm.
fillers, binders, nothing extra in there. And that's going to be something that's needed for a lot of cats because
Mhm.
they lack enzymes that they need to utilize in order to break down foods and especially starches. And due to kibble being high in starch and carbohydrates, it's something that is going to be absolutely necessary for cats on a kibble fed diet because they need that additional support to help them properly break down the foods and starches so it doesn't build up in the gut with undigested food where it can create that bad bacteria and all sorts of issues from there. But in regards to just digestion health, moisture is something that's also going to just be super crucial
Yes.
because they're cats and they're descended from desert cats. And so their bodies are required to have that moisture come from their prey. So we want to be able to, like, no matter how much 24-hour or plus access to water they have outside of their food, they're going to need that moisture. So whether that's rehydrating kibble, raw or canned food diets, that's going to be something that's really important in that retrospect. Like just like humans, we need to, the more water we drink, the more we can flush toxins, the more we can have support a digestive tract and major organs and stuff like that. So hydration is going to be key in that. And even like a dirty cat. So dirty cat typically means like a sign of dehydration. So if they get filthy, everything's going to stick to them. And because they're designed to clean themselves all day, if they aren't cleaning themselves, that means that their mouth doesn't have enough moisture to do so.
Mm. Yeah.
So keeping that a part of that and like making sure that's like water in the diet is going to kind of help flow everything along with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize, I guess, that you guys had digestive enzymes, and I use digestive enzymes for my fosters as well.
Oh,
So I'm glad you mentioned that. I
yeah,
will be going.
projects.
Tell me about coconut oil. We hear a lot about that. I've used it with my fosters. I believe it's good for cats. How do you guys feel about the use of coconut oils in cats?
Absolutely.
Dogs.
Very, very good for them. So,
Yeah.
Aunt Patty's Organic is a very good brand. We like and use as well Cocoa Therapy.
Hmm.
So, coconut oil in general has antibacterial, antifungal,
Hmm.
antiviral properties, and it promotes healthy digestion. So we're kind of going back to that. And it has the medium chain fatty acids in the oil to prevent undue strain on the digestive tract. And it's been shown to help kill gram-negative bacteria in the gut to favor beneficial gut bacteria, supporting the GI tract and as well there. And just be aware of what you're buying. So labeling on
Sure.
coconut oil is very deceiving. And just as an FYI, there's no extra virgin coconut oil. So the
Mm.
USDA hasn't recognized a grade of extra virgin coconut oil. And the virgin typically means that the oil is unrefined and probably cold pressed. And yeah, so coconut oil is awesome. And like the MCT oil that's inside of that is phenomenal.
So do you think it would help with something like hairballs?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's going to improve a cat's coat. So reducing shedding, leading a cat to being less prone to forming those hairballs in their stomach. And because it's reducing inflammation in the respiratory tract that occurs when the cat's regurgitating hairballs. And then because coconut oil improves the digestion and adds more water to the stools, hairballs can pass more easily as well.
Sure.
So another thing we might suggest for hairballs, just while we're talking about that,
Hmm.
is Feline Gut Soothe by Adored Beast is something that we carry and like to use because it soothes and replenishes the digestive system to help with hairballs, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. So that can be something that's helpful as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Funny. So I have two cats, and one cat, Stella, never gets hairballs ever, and the other one does sometimes. But now you're getting wheels turning about maybe using some coconut oil, in their food. Just a little bit of coconut oil. I've used it a lot with my fosters. It's has natural antifungal
Yep,
properties, so I've used it a lot with my fosters before. Okay,
that's awesome.
That's really good. So, you know what we see or we hear a lot, that cats are prone to urinary crystals and urinary blockages. I'm so glad you talked about water and having lots of water bowls around the house, fresh water sources for them, adding moisture to their diet. Um, is there anything that can help cats in preventing something like that besides adding more moisture and hydration to their diet?
Yeah. Peak immune is again, peak immune is just kind of like an all around, like this
It's
number one
amazing.
go-to
It really
for
is amazing
cats.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I swear by it. Even for my dog. So I like Deb has seen it do amazing things for even just like stray cats that aren't getting like viable nutrition and all these things that we kind of like as pet owners are very diligent in. And so
Hmm.
she works for that. But peak immune, the blend of herbs was created with the immune system in mind, but it also does have support many organs in there, those herbs as well. So the main thing we want to do is kind of filter those organs. So
Hmm.
that's where those kind of products come from. Another just kind of like awesome one that we like to suggest is called Easy Peasy. That's also by Adored Beast. And what this does is discourages crystals from forming and kind of helps that there. But to get the right information, it's honestly going to be a case by case basis and
Okay.
something to like kind of go with either certified nutritionists and your veterinarians and stuff like that.
Definitely. Yeah. And a lot of these things, we had mentioned early on that, please consult your veterinarian, but these supplements are great.
Yes.
Um, Somebody had asked, let's see, can you repeat the last product you said? So I think it was before the Peak Immune. What was the one you had mentioned? So
Easy peasy.
easy peasy,
So
Peak Immune.
crystals of
Yeah,
feline gut soup.
there you go.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, cool. Can these be taken long term? I know I always tell people to follow the directions on the website.
Mm-hmm.
So I know with Peak Immune, especially, it's 10 days on, 10 days off type of thing, but they have really specific instructions on the website that I tell people to follow. So go there. Um, Now for senior cats, some show signs of arthritis. What product would be best with arthritic cats?
Inflapotion.
I
So
love it.
you want to start with a sprinkle, like a tiny sprinkle, and work your way up. Honestly, with any cat, a lot of the time, slower and steadier, especially like kittens, it's a lot easier to kind of get them used to things the more variety you put into their life at such a young age. But older cats, sometimes they can be super picky. So we actually do have Inflapotion and like some of the other products in tincture form. So if cats may be some are more sensitive to powder, some are more sensitive to the tinctures, and like every cat's different. So sometimes like if you know your pet a little bit better, you can kind of figure out which one might be good. So like starting out with like a little sprinkle and just kind of working your way up. But Inflapotion is a natural anti-inflammatory, and so it can help with decreasing inflammation in the entire body. So from the GI tract to skin, scratching and
Hmm.
biting, and joint and mobility issues as well. So it's kind of an all-around really good one.
I swear by it. I swear.
Literally.
I will buy for the last decade. I have bought Inflapotion and given it to my friends with senior animals. Like, here, start giving this to your pet. My
It works
sisters
so
all
well.
have it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
Your sister what?
oh, my sister has it. She adopts senior dogs, so
Oh,
she always has senior. She usually likes the senior blind dogs, but I give it to her. I give it to everybody. I really swear by that stuff. It's really good.
it's
Because
always on my go-to.
the alternative is to pump them full of steroids and cortisone shots, which maybe they'll help temporarily, but I've really seen some great effects with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
potion reduces that inflammation throughout the body. Someone had asked, so yeah, that's it.
yeah, moving out here with just my dog, I moved out to Kentucky and he was having a whole plethora of issues, like scratching himself like bloody raw. Like he was just poor fella. And I keep Inflapotion in his like weekly regimen, like 3 times a week, just to kind of help with his chronic inflammation that he just suffers from. I tweaked it myself just doing that. And
Hmm.
he when he started like itching more, I was like, why haven't I thought about Inflapotion sooner? And so I did Inflapotion even more, and I increased it to twice a day for like a few weeks, and he was amazing. Like it helped him so much. Like it took him from like uncomfortability to so much more comfortable. It was amazing.
Same. Yeah, I've seen it so much. I have it all in my fridge. Essential oils. I know that uh, that's kind of like a hot topic, the use of essential oils around animals. So, does your company recommend any or any use of essential oils?
Oh, absolutely. We like a product, a brand called Animalio. I believe I'm
Hmm.
pronouncing that correctly. But Dr. Melissa Shelton is the vet and owner behind Animalio, and so like she recommends when considering essential oils for cats is to choose oils that are used often and have been used with many cats, and to use them with techniques that cats enjoy. So she
Okay.
has a plethora of information and resources on her page, and I can't even go through how many oils she has, but she's formulated oils specifically for animals because there were such people were getting either poor quality oils or not knowing how to dose. So it's all, when it comes to oils, it's all about the dose, source, and quality. So
Right.
this is one that we really kind of stand behind. And they have it like for diffusing, topicals, internals, and all these different things. So that is something definitely to kind of look into. Animalio, it's animal and then EO is how it kind of looks if you're wanting to search it.
Uh-huh.
But she has select oils to use for cats that have been, again, used long term with proper veterinary safety data. And medically, Melissa found that they can use essential oils in cats effectively, again, selecting the proper ones and using them carefully based on the ones like used frequently, repeatedly, and with the fact that they must be of the utmost quality. And so she's really
Sure.
put a lot of thought, effort, research, and all this stuff behind these ones, and they're incredible.
That's awesome. It looks like in the comments here we have a couple fans already of those products, so that's really.
Yes.
Somebody asked if you could use Easy Peasy and Peak Immune at the same time. Do you know if they can be used at the same time?
they what we like about Adored Beast is that they do work synergistically well with our other products.
Hmm.
However, when it comes to introducing products, I am a very big advocate for pulsing and for alternating and just making sure that I'm not introducing so much at once. So
Sure.
when I like, my dog will be on multiple supplements at a time while I'm adding in Peak Immune. Of course, I'm making sure that there's not like an overwhelming amount of overlap in ingredients because that would just be an excess. But then wanting to just kind of make sure that I'm not introducing so much. So like if I'm going to introduce two at a time, like they're both protocols. So I
Right.
kind of feel like rotation is good. And that way you're kind of like knowing what exactly you're feeding and what exactly is affecting the pet for what reason. So like Peak Immune is something that I will use to help support so many different things and throughout the year. Easy Peasy is something I'm going to target more specifically for like the crystals kind of thing. But like
Right.
if I'm using Peak Immune throughout the year, that can be beneficial in the sense like where maybe crystals aren't happening as much or all these different things because we're filtering the organs properly. But then when we need to have that, we can bring in the easy peasy kind of thing in my kind of like census just when I think about it. But any protocol, like they're used short term. Peak Immune's only
Right.
used for 10 days. So it's like if you wanted to use like easy peasy first and like just wait 10 days or however long the protocol for that is, and then just swap, that would kind of be just my suggestion. I don't like to overwhelm the pet's body too much.
Yeah, and like I've directed people in the past is to call into Glacier Peak Holistics and ask specific questions and about specific products. Everyone that I've referred over there to ask about their animal and their specific uh, ailment or questions that they had, they've all had great success. So I always tell them, when in doubt, just call and they'll direct you to the right product, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
So now I see that you also have wellness scans for pets.
Yeah.
Is I've never used them, so can you tell us more about your wellness scans?
Yes, absolutely. So we have wellness scan for cats, dogs, and even horses. So we're using biofeedback technology to detect over 300 food and environmental factors that could be causing stress to a pet's body and life. So we have this ultimate goal of eliminating the stressors that we find in the scan to help the pets actually retrain themselves to relax physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I really see this as a scan as an excellent tool to use and to see where my pet's just at currently, in regards to food, environment, and even his energy. So stressors are something that are subject to change, and they change due to time, overexposure, and our environment. So there's so many factors that can kind of like be put into it, and it's not to replace like an allergy test or anything like that, or even be to compared.
Right.
It's just its own thing using the biofeedback technology. And we've run over 40,000 scans and
Wow.
have heard, honestly think it's more than that at this point, but we've heard so many just amazing stories through customers who have utilized the results by eliminating those stressors alone and not even trying anything else. But then we've also heard amazing success stories of people who have animals who need that additional support that we're eliminating alone doesn't do it, so they have to supply some other supplements, and we do have recommended supplements that we find from the pets, and so that can kind of be utilized in that sense as well.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I was reading some of the reviews, and there's lots of them, and they all seem amazing. So it's a product I haven't tried. So when I hang up, I think I'm gonna go get some of that coconut oil.
Yes.
And what was the? I don't know. There's a couple things I plan on trying now. Looks like you do ship out of the U.S. Is that right? A lot of people are asking about shipping out of into Europe.
Yes, we do ship internationally. Where you live and everything will kind of depend on like shipping costs and protocols and all of that kind of thing. So that would be something to just kind of go directly there as well to kind of see exactly what would need to be applied, but we do ship internationally.
Okay, so it's glacierpeakholistics.com, is that right?
Yes.
And we have a unique coupon code for those who are our followers. My Foster Kittens 5, you'll get $5 off your order. And then we see here, it also says you can not only call, but email info@peakholistics.com. They're always happy to help if you have any questions about their products. But yeah, I've used them for years. I love them. I've always recommended your products. So before we go, I know a lot of our Instagram friends are interested in meeting our new fosters. We got 3 new fosters. They all have ringworm. But that's pretty common. Let me turn this around, and then everyone can say hi to our new fosters before we leave. So here's our 3 little ones. Let me see if
Goodness.
this turn around at all. Probably not. Can you see them okay?
I can't. Wait, go down, point down just a little bit more. There it is. Oh, wait, to the right. There you go. Oh, they're so sweet.
Aren't they?
Oh.
So they're kind of dirty. They were on the street. They were in a feral cat colony. They actually all got spayed and neutered already, but rather than put them back on the street, we thought we'd give them a chance at an indoor life. So they're going to get cleaned up with a bath here soon. So there's the 3 of them.
Oh.
So I don't drop everything.
How many cats do you have right now? Like foster cats?
So fosters, I have these 3. I have Dottie, and then I have one more who just arrived about a half hour ago. Oh, it can turn around. This one is named Chickadee.
Chickadee.
Chickadee. Hi, Chickadee.
Oh, beautiful.
So Chickadee has a really bad eye. She has a doctor appointment on Wednesday. She is also on antibiotics for a really bad upper respiratory infection, but I will be starting her on Peak Immune today. I saw all my fosters, especially if they're sick, on Peak Immune. So she just got here. So I'll be fixing him up. Like Aunt Kathy Pooh said, I will fix him right up. Well, thank you so much. You don't have to stare at my toilet. Thanks, Dallas. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, we love your products. And just as a reminder to anyone watching, glacierpeakholistics.com. You can also email them at info@ glacierpeaksholistics.com. And there's your coupon code on the bottom, My Foster Kittens 5. You have a good day. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, you too, Nikki. Have a good
Yeah,
one.
talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.